Have you ever looked at someone else's life and felt your own wasn't good enough? What if I told you that the picture they're showing you isn't real at all? What if I told you that comparing your life to someone else's could destroy the genuine things you have? Welcome to Stories with Oge. Please consider subscribing to my channel. It means the world to me. Also turn on the notification for more amazing stories. Now sit back and relax. Let's delve into the story. The sun had barely risen over the city of Lagos, yet the city was already awake. The sound of distant traffic mixed with the morning chatter of street vendors selling everything from Accra to freshly brewed coffee. Inside a modest, neatly kept apartment, Uchenna stirred awake. Her rich brown skin glowed under the soft light seeping through the window, and for a brief moment she felt a quiet satisfaction. Her husband, Emeka, was already up, calm, steady, and ever so patient. He moved around the kitchen preparing breakfast. A warm smile lit up his face when he caught her eyes. "Good morning, my love," he said, placing a cup of steaming tea on the table. Uchenna smiled back, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. Somewhere deep inside, a seed of doubt had begun to grow. Something gnawed at her, though she couldn't name it yet. Scene 2, establishing the marriage. Emeka was the kind of man every woman dreams of. He worked tirelessly, ensuring their needs were met. Food on the table, bills paid, small gift that reminded Uchenna she was loved. Not every day, not extravagantly, but consistently and sincerely. And yet, Uchenna found herself scrolling through her phone, a little guilty smile tugging at her lips as she read messages from Lizzie, her longtime friend. Lizzie had a way of making her life look like a fairy tale. "My husband just surprised me with a new designer bag," she bragged. Or, "We're flying to Dubai for the weekend." Each post, each carefully curated photo, felt like a stab. Emeka had never taken her on a foreign trip. He didn't buy her designer bags. He didn't shower her with extravagant gifts. And slowly, without even realizing it, Uchenna began to measure her husband against the illusion of Lizzie's perfect life. Uchenna met Lizzie for coffee that afternoon. Lizzie was radiant, dressed in a brand new outfit with flawless makeup. She laughed a little too loudly as she recounted her weekend getaway in Dubai. Uchenna listened, nodding, forcing a smile. But inside, the storm was brewing. Why can't Emeka do things like that, she thought. Isn't he supposed to show he loves me? Lizzie leaned closer, her eyes sparkling with false excitement. "You know, Uchenna, a real man, a real husband gives you the world. If a man isn't spoiling you, then..." Her words trailed off, but the implication hung in the air. That night, Uchenna lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Her husband's gentle breathing beside her was supposed to bring comfort, but it didn't. Instead, she felt restless, uneasy. Emeka's calmness, once a source of security, now felt like complacency. Over the next few days, Uchenna's thoughts became louder than usual. She began noticing small things. The way Emeka folded the laundry, the way he fixed the leaking tap without complaint, the way he smiled at her even when she snapped. Is this enough? She asked herself more than once. In her mind, she began imagining a different life. A life with a man who dazzled her every day, who lived a glamorous lifestyle and made everyone around envious. She started to plant little tests, small provocations, seeing how far she could push Emeka. One evening, she left the kitchen messy after cooking, intentionally spilling some water on the floor. She dropped hints about how other husbands would never let such things happen. Emeka merely sighed and cleaned up after her without a word. Patience etched into every movement, and that made Uchenna angrier. Why couldn't she be happy? Why did she always feel something was missing? Every interaction with Lizzie, every glimpse of a friend's social media feed, fanned the growing fire of discontent in her chest. Uchenna began thinking about divorce. Not openly, not yet, but in the quiet corners of her mind. If Emeka couldn't give her excitement, thrill, and the perfect life, maybe she deserved someone who could. Someone who could match the fantasies Lizzie made her crave. And as she plotted in her heart, she didn't notice the way Emeka's calmness was changing, how a subtle sadness began shadowing his eyes when she provoked him. That same week, Uchenna visited a boutique to pick up a new dress. She ran into Lizzie unexpectedly. Lizzie flaunted a bag she claimed was a gift from her husband. Uchenna forced a smile, but inside, envy curled tighter around her heart. As they talked, Lizzie laughed too loud, gossiped about how lucky she was, and made sure Uchenna knew she had everything a woman could dream of. Uchenna left the boutique with a tight chest, a racing heart, and a thought that haunted her the whole way home. If Emeka can't be like that, maybe I deserve someone better. The streets of Lagos blurred past her as she rode in a cab, the city alive with color, chaos, and endless possibilities. But none of it felt real. Nothing felt enough. Back at home, Uchenna's dissatisfaction reached a dangerous clarity. She decided to provoke Emeka deliberately, to push him to anger. She needed a reason to leave. The idea took root, like a vine growing around her heart. She started planning small confrontations, subtle irritations, ways to make him lash out. She told herself it was not cruelty, it was testing, finding out if he was worthy of her love, or if she deserved someone better. And all the while, Emeka remained calm, gentle, and unsuspecting, his love for her unwavering. That night, Uchenna stared out the window at the city lights below, her mind a whirlwind of desire, envy, and doubt. She didn't realize how dangerous her thoughts had become, how close she was to destroying the one thing that truly mattered. And as she whispered to herself, she couldn't help but ask, what if the perfect life you are chasing is nothing but an illusion? Some truths are meant to set us free, but others hit us like a thunderstorm, shaking our very foundation. And when that storm arrives, you realize that everything you thought you knew about life and love was a lie. Uchenna's heartbeat quickened as she navigated the bustling streets of Lagos. The city was alive with its usual chaos, the honking of impatient drivers, the shouts of street vendors, and the mingling aromas of roasted plantain, fresh bread, and brewed coffee. But none of it reached her today. Her mind was consumed with Lizzie, her glamorous posts, and the envy that had quietly, dangerously taken root inside her. She rang Lizzie's doorbell, without waiting for a second thought. At first, nothing. She pressed again, but still, silence. Then came a faint sound, a muffled argument, voices that didn't belong to the picture-perfect life she had been shown. Uchenna's chest tightened. She strained to hear through the door. A harsh male voice yelled, "I told you!" "Stop lying," followed by a woman's defensive, trembling reply. And then laughter. Another woman's voice, mocking and sly, echoed behind Lizzie. Her stomach churned. Something was very wrong. The reality she had been chasing suddenly felt like a mirage, and her envy, a dangerous shadow over her own life. She knocked again, louder this time, her hand trembling. When the door finally opened, Uchenna froze. Lizzie's eyes were red and swollen. Her clothes were slightly torn, her hair messy, as if she had been fighting an invisible storm. Standing behind her was a man whose presence radiated anger and control, while a younger woman lingered in the corner, smirking as though she were witnessing a spectacle. For a moment, Uchenna could not breathe. The illusion of Lizzie's perfect life, the designer bags, the exotic trips, the sparkling smiles on social media, crumbled before her eyes. Lizzie looked at Uchenna, her voice barely a whisper. "I didn't want you to see this, but I can't hide it anymore. Every designer bag, every trip, every so-called perfect moment I shared, it's all borrowed. Every piece, every smile, every post was a lie." Uchenna felt her knees weaken. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice shaking. Lizzie's gaze fell to the floor. "I wanted everyone to think I had it all, because I envied you. I wanted people to admire me, to think I was perfect, while I was actually trapped, beaten, and humiliated every day. I thought if I looked perfect, no one would see the pain, the lies, the truth." Uchenna's chest tightened. Every ounce of envy she had carried over months, every thought of dissatisfaction with Emeka, suddenly felt meaningless, even cruel. She had been comparing her calm, loving husband to a fantasy, a lie. And in doing so, she had begun sowing discord in the very life she should have cherished. A cold chill ran down her spine. If this is the reality of the life I envied, what had I done to the man who truly loves me? Her mind raced, images flashing like lightning. Emeka's patience, his quiet gestures of love, the way he smiled at her even when she was difficult. And now, she wondered, had she taken him for granted? Is it possible to truly recognize your mistakes before it's too late? Or can envy destroy even the strongest bonds? The streets of Lagos blurred as Uchenna walked home, her thoughts spinning faster than the city lights outside the taxi window. The sound of the city, hawkers, traffic, laughter, were muted, replaced by the relentless echo of Lizzie's confession. Every memory of her own behavior came rushing back. The tiny provocations, the silent criticisms, the night she had imagined herself leaving Emeka for someone more exciting, someone who could match the illusions Lizzie created. Guilt gripped her chest like a vice. Emeka had started staying out late, perhaps to escape the tension she had created. And all this time, he had been patient, loving, unwavering, and she had almost destroyed that love for the illusion of perfection. How do you fix a heart when you've broken it with envy and pride? Uchenna asked herself, tears threatening to spill. Can love survive the shadow of doubt and jealousy, or is it already too late? The weight of these questions pressed on her like the Lagos heat, oppressive, unavoidable, and suffocating. She had no answers, only the haunting awareness that she had been blind, chasing a mirage while threatening the very thing that mattered most. That evening, Uchenna approached Emeka, her voice trembling. "Emeka, I am sorry. I was wrong. I let envy blind me. Please forgive me." Emeka remained silent, his expression unreadable. Days passed. Uchenna tried everything, cooking his favorite meals, leaving notes, small gestures filled with love and apology. Yet, the man who had once been the embodiment of calm patience observed her quietly, withholding judgment, leaving the tension to simmer. And then, the word that cut her like a knife. "I've met someone else, Uchenna. I think I'm going to marry her." Her world tilted. The guilt, the regret, the despair hit all at once. She had never known fear like this. The fear of losing the one person who had loved her unconditionally. She whispered, tears blurring her vision, "I never wanted to hurt you. I only failed to see what I had." The silence that followed was deafening. Her heart raced, her mind screamed, but Emeka offered no explanation. She realized her envy and actions had consequences she could no longer control. Can someone truly forgive after being pushed away by jealousy and doubt? She wondered, is love strong enough to survive the storms we create in our own hearts? Uchenna lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling, bathed in the faint glow of the city lights. Memories of Emeka's love, his patience, his quiet support, the little gestures she had once taken for granted, flashed before her like a harsh reminder. She had measured love by gifts and appearances, by the illusion of extravagance, and now she felt the full weight of her mistakes. Anxiety gripped her, each heartbeat echoing the fear that she had driven away the only man who truly loved her. The next morning, Emeka returned home earlier than expected. Uchenna's heart raced. He looked at her silently, the air between them heavy with unspoken words. Then he spoke. his voice calm but edged with quiet authority. Uchenna, I want you to feel the pain you caused me. That's why I pretended, but now you must show me that you've truly changed. Her pulse quickened. Was this forgiveness or a final test? Could she prove her transformation before it was too late? And here's the question that hangs in the air, leaving the audience on edge. Can a heart clouded by envy truly learn humility, gratitude, and love before it loses the one it cherishes most? Sometimes, the most profound lessons in life come wrapped in pain, regret, and the fear of losing what we hold most dear. And sometimes, forgiveness is the bridge back to love. The next morning, Lagos felt quieter than usual, almost as if the city itself held its breath, waiting for what was about to unfold. Uchenna stood by the window, her reflection in the glass staring back at her. Her eyes were tired but determined. She had faced the truth about Lizzie, confronted the consequences of her envy, and seen the cost of comparing her life to illusions. Now, she needed to act, not with empty apologies, but with sincere change. Every action mattered. Every gesture was a statement. She would prove her love for Emeka, her gratitude for his patience, and her understanding of the life they had built together. She began with small steps, preparing breakfast with care, leaving little notes of appreciation, tidying the house without prompting. But the transformation ran deeper than chores. She began to reframe her thoughts, letting go of envy and learning to see the beauty in the ordinary moments Emeka provided. Days passed, and Emeka remained quiet, observing. His patience, though tested, never wavered. One evening, as Uchenna approached her with yet another heartfelt apology, he finally spoke. Uchenna, I could feel your heart changing. I could see the guilt in your eyes, the effort in your actions, but word alone cannot undo what has been done. Her chest tightened. Her voice shook. I understand. I will do everything to make it right. Emeka paused, then smiled faintly, though there was a quiet fire in his eyes. I need you to feel the pain you caused me, just as I needed to protect my heart. It was then that Uchenna realized the fear he pretended to have was never real. It was a mirror held up to her, a reflection of the hurt she had inflicted, the doubt she had seeded in their marriage. Her tears fell freely. I never wanted to hurt you. I only failed to see what I had. Over the following weeks, Uchenna dedicated herself to rebuilding trust and love in their marriage. She learned to listen, to appreciate, to celebrate the small things, the quiet moments when Emeka brewed her morning tea just the way she liked it, the sacrifices he made at work to ensure their bills were paid on time, the way he smiled when she cooked his favorite meal, genuinely happy with simple gestures. Emeka, in turn, softened as he witnessed her sincere transformation. The cold distance melted, replaced by the warmth of mutual understanding. There were no grand gestures, no expensive trips, no designer bags. But there was something infinitely more powerful: honesty, respect, and love that endured beyond envy and pretense. One evening, as they sat on their balcony watching the sun dip behind the Lagos skyline, Uchenna felt a new lightness in her chest. She turned to Emeka, tears in her eyes, but this time they were tears of gratitude and hope. Thank you for loving me even when I didn't deserve it, she whispered. Emeka took her hand gently, squeezing it. Love isn't about perfection, Uchenna. It's about patience, forgiveness, and understanding. You've learned that now. For the first time in weeks, Uchenna felt truly seen, truly valued, not for what she owned or what she compared herself to, but simply for who she was. Weeks later, Uchenna stood in the bright, golden sunlight of her bedroom, clutching a small piece of paper. The line staring back at her made her heart leap. She was pregnant. Tears of joy streamed down her face as she turned to Emeka, who held her hands and smiled with a mixture of relief, pride, and love. This is our new beginning, he said softly. Yes, she replied, her voice full of hope and gratitude. A life we will build together, one filled with love, patience, and respect. The city hummed around them, but for the first time, Lagos felt calm, warm, and full of promise. In that moment, Uchenna understood that happiness was never about comparing herself to others. It was about cherishing what she had, nurturing it, and trusting the love that stood by her side. Sometimes we look at other people's lives and believe they have it all. We compare, envy, and desire, forgetting that appearances are often just illusions. Uchenna's journey teaches us a universal truth. Love is not measured by gifts or glamour. Happiness is not found in comparison, but in gratitude. True strength in a relationship comes from patience, forgiveness, and understanding. As Uchenna holds the evidence of their new life together, she smiles with joy, knowing that she has learned the most valuable lesson of all, to never compare her marriage or her life to anyone else's, because true happiness begins at home. And as the sun sets over Lagos, she whispers softly to herself, I finally see what I had all along, and it's more than enough. If Uchenna's story has touched you, take a moment and think about your own life. Pause and ask yourself, are you appreciating the love and people around you, or are you chasing illusions? Have you allowed envy or comparison to cloud your judgment or damage relationships? What small steps can you take today to cherish what you already have? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share your experiences, your lessons, and your reflections. Let's start a conversation about gratitude, love, and the dangers of comparing our lives to others. And if this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more real, heart-touching stories from Africa and beyond to your screen.